Gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, and everyone else in between, it is time. We are inducting the very first class into the NLL Hall of Fame and into the NLL Hall of Infamy. There will be one class in the summer of every single year and then one class in the winter of every single year. We will induct 8 members per class because we are setting the precedent here. We have 8 members per class. We'll move on to inducting the members of the NLL Hall of Fame now. Inductee number 1. Dijon Stanley. Now, Dijon Stanley is inducted because he carried Utah to a win. Utah is actually our most used team in NLL history, and I think the first time Dijon wasn't very utilized, but the last 3 times, Dijon was the reason that Utah won. So he is the first member of the NLL Hall of Fame. Inductee number 2, Tetroa McMillan. Now, Tetroa McMillan completed a behind-the-back lateral, probably the most impressive lateral in NLL history, making him the second inductee into the NLL Hall of Fame. Inductee number 3, Oronde Gadsden II. Now, Oronde Gadsden II was just better than everyone else at recovering laterals. It was really funny. He would always be the first guy to the ball, so he is inducted. Inductee number 4, Elijah Baker. Elijah Baker was like Oronde Gadsden. He was just way better at recovering laterals than anybody else. Inductee number 5, Omar Norman Lott. Now, Omar Norman Lott scored the first ever NLL touchdown, making it not only a historic touchdown, but also a very funny touchdown, as he was pushed about 5 yards forward by the other team into the end zone. Inductee number 6, Smith Snowden. Now, Smith Snowden scored the first ever defensive 2-point conversion in NLL history, which is also the greatest play in NLL history, making it a historic score and the very first of its kind. Inductee number 7, Terry Bussey. Now, Terry Bussey played corner, but somehow he was still carrying Texas A&M despite only being on defense and only being able to get the ball if the quarterback threw it to him. Pretty impressive. Inductee number 8, Jackson Ross. Now, Jackson Ross is a punter, but he was incredibly fast, had a cannon of an arm, and even played multiple drives as a quarterback and led a touchdown drive. The greatest punter in NLL history. Now, we move on to the inductees into the NLL Hall of Infamy. Now, this is going to be a little bit more fun because the Hall of Fame is just players, but the Hall of Infamy can be players, games, plays, teams, it can be really anything. So let's get into it. Inductee number 1, Marcel Reed. Reason for being inducted into the Hall of Infamy? I don't know, he was just terrible. Apparently, when you make him lateral the ball, he's just bad. Inductee number 2, Elijah Roberts. Elijah Roberts is inducted because he ran a touchdown back on the last play of the game to tie the game because there was no rule stating it, but he forced a rule change, and it was kind of bizarre, so that's why he's in the Hall of Infamy. Inductee number 3, Luther Burden III. Now, Luther Burden III gets inducted because he also forced a rule change. He forced a rule change when he illegally scored a touchdown that ended the game in double overtime. Not a very good look for an NLL player. Inductee number 4, Rocco Becht. Now, similarly to Marcel Reed, he was just bad. Generally explained, and once you make him lateral, he sucks too, apparently. Quarterbacks are not very good in the NLL, I guess. Inductee number 5, Iowa. Yes, the whole team. Apparently, Iowa, they're just like 50% worse at lateraling. It was way harder to get a lateral off with Iowa than it was with any other team, so they're in the Hall of Infamy. Inductee number 6, the Florida versus Texas A&M Moonball. Now, this is just a play. When we tried to lateral, the ball went straight up into the air and was up there for a full minute. It's a pretty funny play, but it's not a very effective play, so it joins the Hall of Infamy. Inductee number 7, the Boston College versus Syracuse game. Now, this game was inducted because there was an incredible amount of illegal points scored. The final score was 35-33, but only 2 of those points, the game-winning 2-point conversion, were actually legal by NLL standards. So yeah, pretty bad game, and it is the 7th member of the NLL Hall of Infamy. The 8th member of the NLL Hall of Infamy, Nico Iamaliava. He was benched for a punter. Pretty simple. Gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, and everyone else in between, those were your first classes in the NLL Hall of Fame and Hall of Infamy. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.